Hey y'all, it's Wednesday, Zinnia Line with Georgia. I hope y'all had a good week so far. Tonight's class and tonight's intention is going to be focused on Namaste. As I was drifting off to sleep last night, or trying to drift off to sleep, I just had that recurring feeling of Namaste going through my head, and what I kept hearing was, I bow to you, or I recognize you, or I see you, I acknowledge you. And that meant so much to me when I was hearing those words go through me. And they just kept resonating with me all the way through today, because I believe that's one thing that we all look for in life, is to hear someone say, I see you, I acknowledge you. That's just a beautiful thing. And tonight's class, that will be the intention. And it's not necessarily saying that about yourself, or it can be about yourself. It's saying that maybe, you're going to bow to someone, or you're going to acknowledge someone in your practice. Maybe there's someone that you love very much that you want to honor in your practice tonight. Maybe there's someone that is no longer with us that you want to dedicate this practice to. Maybe there's, your inner teacher that you want to dedicate this practice to, or maybe your spirit guides, whatever it may be. It's up to you. It's all up to you tonight. So it always is, really. I just give you ideas, and as always, the intentions are not forced or pushed. They're just something I feel that helps lead and guide the class and my focus during class. So I like to use them, but you never have to use them. It is completely up to you. So tonight's intention will be, find something or someone that you would like to acknowledge and that you would like to honor with this class and with your practice. And really just hold them in reverence during this class, and hold them and maybe have some deep gratitude for them. So that's my spiel for now. And just remembering all throughout class, Namaste. And we're going to come into Sukhasana, our easy pose, our crisscross applesauce, or Indian style, whichever you like to call it. Soften the gaze and close the eyes to connect to the breath. We're going to start to inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, expand through the belly. Exhale, take that navel to spine. Inhale, followed by the exhale. 3 more rounds on your own, setting and sealing any intentions if you have any. Last breath here. Start to bat the eyelashes open, coming back into your space. From here, we're going to come to lying flat on our bellies, coming into Sphinx pose. So take yourself all the way down to the mat, stack the shoulders over the elbows, press the hands into the mat firmly, spreading the fingertips wide, and press firmly into the backs of the feet. You really want to grow tall through the crown here and lower the shoulders away from the ears. So really relax those shoulder blades down the back of the body and lengthen. So when we inhale, tilt the head backwards, bring the right foot in. And then on the exhale, drop that right foot, bring the chin into the chest, make a curvature of the spine like you do in cat pose on the exhale. Inhale, lift the crown up towards the ceiling, right foot comes in towards you. Exhale, chin to chest, navel to spine. Really bringing those hip points up off the mat. So we'll inhale, look up. Exhale, round the spine. Good. 2 more like that. Really press firmly into the elbows and into the hands. We'll inhale, look up. Exhale, round through the spine. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. Bring the head back to neutral, switching sides now. So when we inhale, lift the head, lift the left foot towards the crown of the head. And then on the exhale, root down through the elbows, round the spine. Inhale, looking up, left foot comes in. Really stretch through the collarbone. Exhale, round through the spine. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, coming back into that neutral spine position once again. We're going to lengthen this left arm out beside us, coming down and keeping that right hand tucked in. Take the left foot up and over, planting that left foot. Actually lengthen the right arm out in front of you, like up above you. Bringing the right ear down to the mat. And bring that left foot down to the mat. Really stretching out through the side of the chest. So all 4 corners of that left foot are planted into either your mat or beside your mat. And breathe. One more breath here. On your inhale, roll that left foot back towards center, planting that left leg back down onto the mat and switching sides. So we'll extend that left arm out in front of us, right arm to the side. The right foot will come up and over, planting it onto the mat. And breathe. Really focusing on the inhale, releasing anything in the shoulders that you may be holding on to. My left shoulder gave me a little fussiness today, so it's really hard for me to come to the full posture. So I'm taking kind of a modified version, allowing my body to come up a little bit more off the mat than I typically would, of lying flat on my stomach, which is also an option. On the inhale, bring that right foot back down to the mat and lengthen out long. Draw those hands underneath the shoulders. Send the hip points back and up, coming into your tabletop position. So from here, set the shoulders over the knees, hips over wrist bones. Press firmly into the backs of your feet. Spread the fingertips wide, grounding down, really pressing the mat away. We're going to move through a few cycles of cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, really round through the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, rounding through that spine. Inhale, get long, crown towards the ceiling, lengthen the collarbone. Exhale, take that navel to spine completely. Press the mat away. Last one, inhale. And exhale. On the inhale, come back into that neutral spine position. We're going to tuck the toes here, coming into puppy posture. So extend the arms forward, send the hips back. Allow the crown to come down towards mat. You want to shift the shoulders slightly over the elbows. And allow the head to come in. And breathe. You've got to bring the breath. Keep those hips stacked over the knees at all times. Relax the shoulders completely away from the ears. Do not create any tension within the body. On your inhale, shift forward, untuck the toes, pressing firmly to the backs of the feet to come back into tabletop position. Now from here, we're going to tuck the toes again, send the hip points back and up for downward facing dog. Pedal the legs out here for a moment. So maybe bending in one knee and then the other. Finding that internal rotation of the arm bones, spiraling them towards the front of the mat. Spread the fingertips wide. Navel to spine connection here as well. Finding stillness in the legs now, we're going to inhale, lift the right leg up. And on the exhale, bring it through center, coming into a low lunge position. Option to stay here with the back knee popped up, or you can bring it all the way down to the mat. It's completely up to you. If you choose the option of staying up here, you have the next option of staying light on the fingertips, maybe even using blocks, or even coming here. You have the same option with the knee down. Really scoop the tailbone forward, lengthen through the crown, and relax the shoulders. I like to put my hands on my knee so that I can really feel that activation and press firmly to the back of that left foot so that my knee stays onto the mat and I can feel that activation of the tailbone scooping forward, stretching out the hip flexors and the serrals. On your exhale, take the hands back down to the mat. If your knee is popped up, bring it down. And we're going to take the left foot and flex it up towards the ceiling to come into our half splits. Bow in to your right shin. Relax the shoulders and breathe. You can even lengthen the hand out long past the feet if you would like, and allow the head to come in further. Just make sure those shoulders don't go too far up to the ears. On your inhale, lift the head, bring that right foot back down towards the mat. Pop back up on that left foot, on the ball of that left foot. We're going to hug that right knee into the chest, extend it out long up above us on the inhale. And on the exhale, allow it to come back down towards the mat. Switching sides now, so we'll inhale with the left leg up high. And on the exhale, bring it through center, planting it in between the hands once again. Same options of before, staying on the ball mount of that back foot, or coming down to that right knee. Same options with the hands as well. Blocks are optional or used in whichever way you feel necessary. And then you can also have the hands up here. Really scoop the tailbone forward, lengthen up through the top of the head. Almost like you have a string at the top of your head, making you grow taller. Glide the shoulder blades down the back of the body. Press firmly into the back of that right knee and the back of the right foot. On your exhale, start and bring the right knee down if it is popped up. Start to peel the hips towards the back of the room, coming into your half splits or half Hanuman, and allow the left toes to come up towards the ceiling, pressing firmly into the back of that right foot, and bow in towards the left shin. Making any adjustments that you might need to along the way, whether that be restacking that hip over the knee or pressing firmer into the back of that right foot. Lengthen the back of the neck. Now, if you do struggle with being able to get down low in half Hanuman or half splits, you can always use blocks. And come in here. We'll be here for about 2 more breaths, or you can even have them up here. On your inhale, roll back onto the top of that left foot, tuck the back toes, bring that left knee into your chest, and on the inhale, extend it out long, and on the exhale, allow it to come back down towards the mat. We'll take about 5 breaths here. Really pressing the hamstrings towards the back of the room, trying to drive those heels down towards the mat. It is never a requirement for your heels to touch the mat, though. It will happen gradually over time with consistent practice. On your inhale, step the feet in between the hands, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms facing or touching. Exhale, arms by the side. We're going to move through a couple of sun salutations. A now. So stepping at the front of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms facing or touching. Exhale, hinging at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back position. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back to plank or half plank. Stack the shoulders over wrist bones here, pressing into the ball mounds of the feet. Lower down either all the way to the mat or through your chaturanga, keeping the elbows tucked in. Inhale, lift up for cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Really just trying to cultivate some heat here. Spread the fingertips wide, spiraling the hamstrings towards the back of the room, trying to drive those heels down. On your inhale, step, jump, hop, float, the hands, the feet in between the hands, lifting up halfway to that flat back position when you get there. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms facing or touching. Exhale, arms by the side. We're going to do 1 more like that. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms facing or touching. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back position. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump the feet back, low down. Inhale, lift up for cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Really internally rotating the inner arms towards the front of your mat. Pressing down through all 4 corners of the hands, especially the little L parts of your hands. That index finger and thumb. On your inhale, gaze forward and step, jump, hop, or float. The feet in between the hands is lifting up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms facing or touching. Exhale, arms by the side. From here, we're going to step the left foot back, coming into a horse pose or goddess pose. So the feet will be angled out slightly towards the edges of either edge of your mat, heels grounding down, pressing into the outside edges of the feet. So you're really pressing into that knife edge of those feet. What we're going to do here is bring the hands to heart center. Inhale. And then on the exhale, take the tailbone down directly towards the mat. Inhale, really pressing into the outside edges of that feet and your big toe. Will inhale, lift up, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, take the tailbone low. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands heart center, sink the hips low. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, sink the hips low. We're going to do that one more time, really making sure that the knees are stacked over the ankles. So we'll inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. On the inhale, lifting up, we're going to pivot our front foot towards the front of the mat and our back foot towards the side of the mat. So we're coming into Parvattanasana. So you'll rotate the torso over that front leg. Inhale. And on the exhale, we're just going to bow over that front right leg. If you cannot reach the ground, please use blocks or whatever you have at your disposal to help you have some kind of length if you're not able to make it all the way down. If you are able to make it all the way down, take the nose towards the shin. Roll that right hip under. Press firmly into the back of that left foot. Do not lock out the right knee. On your inhale, start to lift up, opening up through the chest, taking the arms out wide. Exhale. From here, we're going to bump the hips towards the back of the mat, coming through triangle. So really press firmly. You need to widen your stance here, so lengthen the legs out a little bit further. You're going to inhale, and then on the exhale, bump the hips towards the back of the room. Right piece fingers come around the right big toe, or down to the block, or the top of the shin. Really extend to that left arm up towards the ceiling. And open up through the chest. Feeling that left hip back. We're going to inhale, lift up. Then on the exhale, pivot the feet towards the back of the mat, coming into Parvattanasana. So the right foot will come to the side of the mat. We'll shorten the stance just slightly. And the left foot will be facing the back of the mat. We'll inhale to lengthen. Then on the exhale, either using the block so the hands come down towards the mat, bowing the nose towards the shin. So once again, if you need the blocks, please utilize them. You can use them here or here. Really press into the back of that right foot, rooting down through all four corners of that left foot. Not locking out that left knee. We're going to inhale, lift up, expanding through the chest for our triangle pose. And on the exhale, bump the hips towards the back of the room, lengthen the stance slightly, left these fingers come down to the left big toe or to your block, reach that right arm up towards the ceiling, roll that left hip under as you peel that right hip back, and breathe. You should feel a really strong activation in the inner thighs here. Two more breaths here. On the inhale, lift up through triangle. Then on the exhale, pivot the feet once again. Cartwheel the hands down to the mat, framing the foot. Step that front foot back to meet the left, coming into your plank pose. Lower down through chaturanga all the way to the mat, and we'll inhale, lift up for cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take about 5 breaths here. On the inhale, step, jump, hop, or float. The feet in between the hands lifting up halfway. Exhale, fold forward once again. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palm facing or touching. Exhale, arms by the side. Now widen the stance just slightly hip distance apart. We're going to come into Malasana squats. So I'm going to face the front, and from here we're going to have the toe. You'll have the toes pointing towards the front of the mat. Really root down through all 4 corners of the feet. Engage the quads. And we're going to inhale to lengthen, bring the hands to heart center, and on the exhale, bring the hips down towards the mat, sinking them low. If this is not accessible to you, please grab a block. Once again, the block. And place it underneath the sitting bones. And it can hold you here. What we're really looking for is the elbows pressed in to the insides of the knees, lengthening up through the crown as the shoulders relax away. So really gain length here. Do not come down and start to allow the spine to round. So really sit up tall, whether you're on the block or whether you aren't. And breathe. We'll do about 3 more breaths here. Last one. Take a deep inhale, and then on the exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lifting up halfway, flat back position. Exhale, fold forward once again. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms facing or touching. Exhale, arms by the side. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms facing or touching. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back, lower down. Inhale, lift up for your cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From here, we're going to inhale, lift that right leg up. And on the exhale, bring it through center. Straightening up that front leg once again, taking that left foot towards the side of the mat. Coming back into Parvasana. So whether you grab your blocks or you just brace the sides of the feet, take the nose down towards the shin. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Then we're going to inhale, cartwheel the hands up, expanding through the chest, coming through our triangle pose, so lengthen the stance out a little bit longer. Exhale, bump the hips towards the back of the room, these fingers come down to the toes, or they come to the block, or the top of the shin. Lengthen that left arm up towards the ceiling. Expand to the chest, really opening up. Inhale and lift up through your triangle. Bend in that right front knee, stack the knee over ankle alignment. Press that left foot back further, coming into extended side angle. So the right hand can come onto a block knee, inside or outside of that right foot, and lengthen the left arm out long in front of you. Roll the right hip under, peeling this left hip up towards the ceiling, opening up through the chest. And the palm will be face down. Inhale, lifting up. And on the exhale, pivot the feet towards the back of the mat once again. Left foot's going to come towards the back of the mat. Right foot's going to come in towards the side of the mat. Shortening your stance slightly for Parvattanasana. You'll inhale to lengthen. And then on the exhale, frame the foot or grab your blocks and bring the nose down towards the shin. Lengthening with every breath. Press into the back of that right foot, the knife edge of that back foot. Root through all four corners of the front foot, really using that big toe for leverage. On your inhale, rooting down to that front foot, really expand to the chest part, rolling the arms up, coming into your triangle, so you'll lengthen that front foot out a little bit in front of you. On the exhale, bump the hips towards the back of the room. Again, let these fingers come down to the left big toe or to a block on the top of the shin. Reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Peel that right hip back this time. Really pressing into the outside edge of that left foot and the back edge of that right foot. Rolling the left hip under. And breathe. On the inhale, cartwheel the hands back up. And on the exhale, bend in that left knee now, bringing the left elbow down to that left knee, inside to a block, or the outside to a block, or without the block at all. Really hugging that knee into the armpit if you can. Press into the back edge of that right foot, extend the right arm forward, roll the left hip under, really peeling that right hip up towards the ceiling. Gaze towards the thumb if possible. Really creating strong, straight lines. On the inhale, straightening out that front leg once again, bringing the hands back up, coming more to that triangle position. We're going to bring both feet facing towards the front of the room, in front of your mat, in a wide-legged stance. So inhale, extend the arms out wide. And then on the exhale, we're going to hinge the hips forward, fold, take the hands down to the mat in between the legs, allowing the crown to descend between the legs, really firming up the quad muscles and pressing to the outside edges of either one of your feet. Breathe. You're not done all the way into your heels, but be sure to slightly make a pivot of weight into the ball mounds of the feet. Inhale, lift up halfway, flat back position. I want you to exhale here. We are going to start to shift our weight into the right hip, bending the right knee. Coming into Skandasana, the left foot is going to peel up towards the ceiling. So from here, if you need to keep the hands on the mat, please feel free to do so. It is up to you and where you are. Try to keep that left foot intact with the mat, and the right foot intact with the mat at all times. And on the inhale, we'll inhale here, then on the exhale, left foot comes down to the mat, right foot comes up towards the ceiling. Really lengthen up through the crown and keep the spine long. You can even bring the hands to heart center here if you would like, if you do not want to walk them back and forth. Then we'll inhale, exhale, bend in the right knee, left foot up towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, step on that left foot, right foot up towards the ceiling, Skandasana. Inhale and exhale through center. Inhale, walk the hands. Exhale, right foot up towards the ceiling. Lengthen. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, sink the right hip low. Inhale, walk the hands back through center. Exhale, sink that left hip low. See if you can get a little bit lower in it at each time. Inhale, sink, come through center. Right hip comes low, left foot goes towards the ceiling. Really focusing on keeping the length of the crown. Inhale through center. Left knee bends, right foot up towards the ceiling. We're going to do it one more time to the right. So inhale, through center. Exhale, left toes come up towards the ceiling. Stack that, make sure the knee is stacked over the ankle. Then we'll inhale, lift up through that wide-legged position. And on the exhale, pivot the feet towards the front of the mat. Frame the foot. Draw that right knee into the chest. Extend it out long behind you on the inhale. And on the exhale, replace it back down onto the mat. From here, from your downward dog position, hinge the shoulders over wrist bones, coming into that plank pose. We're going to lower down, either halfway or all the way to the mat. Inhale, lifting up for up dog or cobra. And on the exhale, take the hips back and up, downward facing dog. Relax the shoulders away from the ears completely. Really internally rotating those arms. And breathe. On your inhale, we're going to come over the feet. So we're going to roll over opposite, come down onto the knees, back into a tabletop position, but we're going to transition through into a child's pose with the knees together. So knees together, toes touching as much as you can. Send the hips towards the heels. And we're going to swing the arms around us backwards and allow the head to come down onto the mat. Really breathing into the back of that chest space. From the back of the heart. On your inhale, lift the head, swing the arms, placing them back onto the mat. Stack the shoulders over wrist bones, hips over knees once again. Going to come into a few tabletop crunches here before we transition onto our backs. So we're going to inhale, lengthen that right arm out long, and extend the left leg out long behind us. We'll inhale here. Then we exhale, right elbow, left knee. Really hugging it in, making that the tallest cat you can make. Inhale, extend. Shoulder over wrist bone at all times. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. Really puffing up through the back body. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, lengthen one more time. Exhale, hug it all in. Really finding that that lower connection into the abdomen. Inhale, and exhale, bring it all down. Switching sides, so left arm extends, right leg lengthens, stacking the bones, shoulder over wrist bone, hips over knees. Press firmly into the back of that left foot to help keep that connectivity to the mat. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, left elbow, right knee. Inhale, and exhale. Really drawing it all in, so we'll inhale to lengthen. Exhale, left elbow, right knee. Inhale, lengthen one more time. Exhale, draw it all in. I'm just kidding, I need two more times. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bring it down. Swing the legs to the side now, coming down onto our sitting bones. We're going to move through Ardha Matsyendrasana. So the right foot is going to come outside of that left hip. Left foot's going to come outside of that right knee. Left hand is going to come outside of the left hip, wrap that right arm around that left knee. We'll inhale, sit tall. Then on the exhale, roll the left shoulder back and down, gaze over the left shoulder. Really press firmly into that left big toe to activate a really nice deep stretch in the outside of that left IT band. We'll inhale, come through center. Exhaling when we get there. Unraveling the legs and switching sides, so the left foot comes outside of that right hip, right foot comes outside of that left knee. Right hand placed outside of the right hip, we'll wrap that left arm around that right knee. We'll inhale, sit tall. Exhale, roll the right shoulder back and down, gaze over the right shoulder. Really activate the connection of that right big toe to the mat this time. To feel that nice deep stretch on the outside of that right IT band, or the outside of that right hip. We're going to inhale, come through center. Exhale when we get there. Unravel the legs safely and softly. Bringing the feet out in front of us, we're going to come into almost a modified version of tortoise or turtle pose, Karmasana. So bring the feet together, heel to touch, and big toes and toes to touch. You can even use a block here to place it at the base of the heels to have your head to rest on. Here, so we're going to grab the base of the feet, or even around the base of the feet. We'll inhale to lengthen, and then we exhale. Allow the head to come in. If you need the block, this is where you can rest your head on the block. If you don't, you can just allow the head to come in and lengthen the back of the neck towards the heels. Really breathing into the back of that lower back space to help loosen up the hamstrings even more. As well as the outside of the hips.
And then inhale, start to roll up through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae,
allowing the head to be the last thing to come up, and exhale when we get there. Bring the knees together, closing them softly, and swinging your legs to the side here if they're not already on the mat. We're going to come to lying flat on our backs now, so I'm going to use my favorite way to get there. If you'd like to join me, you can. If not, you find your way to get down there. I wrap my arms around the fronts of my shin, hug my knees into my chest. I inhale, sit tall, and then on my exhale, I rock and roll up and down my spine. As many or as few times as you would like, and like I said, if you don't like this, you don't have to do it. You find your way. And when you're satisfied, bring both feet down to the mat. We're going to cross this right leg completely over the left. Lengthen the shoulder blades down the back of the body, drawing the tailbone down towards the end of the mat. Hug the knees into the chest for a moment, either and grabbing where you can, just hugging the knees in. Pressing the lower back firmly into the mat. Then on your exhale, release that left foot down to the mat, keeping the legs crossed. Bring the arms up wide into the Texas T position or cactus arms. Allow them to fall to the left, gaze over the right shoulder. Release as much as you can in the hips. Don't hold any tension there anymore, or ever. Again, breathing into the outside of that left hip. Two more breaths here. Inhale, bring the knees through center. Exhale when you get there. Uncross that right leg off the left, switching sides so left leg comes over right completely. Hug those knees into your chest once again, clasping where you can, even pressing the lower back into the mat, bringing the nose in towards the knees. And release. Take the arms wide once again and allow the knees to fall to the right, this time gaze over the left shoulder. You've done an awesome job. Starting to wind the practice down now, right before Shavasana. We're going to inhale, bring the knees back through center. Exhale when you get there. Uncross that left leg off the right. We're going to do thread the needle as our last posture and then come into Shavasana. So inhale, reach that right leg up, cross it over the left. Bring the left knee in, interlace behind the hamstring or the front of the shin. Press the right knee out. You can even flex in that left foot and the right foot. Press the lower back into the mat. Release the back of that left hamstring, allowing the left foot to come back down to the mat. Uncross the right off the left. Switching sides now, so left extends up in front of you, crosses over to the right. Bring that right knee in towards you, interlace behind the hamstring or in front of the shin. And you can even press that left knee out now to open up a little bit deeper through the depth right before Shavasana. Release the clasp of that right leg now, allowing it to come down to the mat. Uncross the left off the right. Extend the legs out wide, coming into Shavasana. Take up as much space as you would like here, so the feet can be wide or wider than the mat. Arms can come out beside you. Move any props that you may need to be able to ensure that you can rest properly during Shavasana and not have any, thing that's disturbing the reset that you're putting your body through. So really lengthen those shoulder blades down the back of the body. I always like to equate Shavasana with absorbing the nutrients of my practice. So it's like my body taking all that in and digesting everything I just did for it. So soften the gaze and close the eyes. Allow the eyes to fall heavy into the back of the skull. Release the jaw completely, allowing the tongue to fall from the roof of the mouth. Softness in the back of the neck. Lightness in the arms through the fingertips. Chest is radiated up towards the ceiling. Hips sink heavy into the mat. Quads and hamstrings are completely disengaged now, so they're no longer holding any tension. Calves are squished into the floor, and the ankles are loose all the way through the base of the feet and through the toes. And this is where you rest in Shavasana. And I leave you here with this. I see your light. I cherish your life. I regard it with love. Namaste, my friends.